So this was back in February. I was saying, as long as we're above the line I just drew, I was bullish. But Bob Barish was in the room that day saying he's shorting the market here because it's a new high and we're going to fall. And in fact, we did fall, right to the support area. But then something interesting happened. We got the little bottoming tail, right? We even got a topping tail trying to go higher. And then we got the big breakdown bar on that day right there. That might have been the tariff announcement, but whatever it was a big breakdown bar. It tried to recover the next day, and then you see just about the most bearish thing you'll ever see, which is, that what do they call that, a bull sandwich, where you get the green bar in between the two red ones. So then we were off to lower. Anyway, I bring that up because where we are right now, to me, is exactly where we were back in February. We are very bullish, and we've been bullish, uh, since this higher low and the higher high that happened back in early May. We got a nice pullback. We got a new high. We crossed the 200 MA. We rallied up, pulled back to that 200 MA again, met the rising 20 MA, got the bottoming tail holding that green bar, and, just keep going higher and higher. Will that keep going? I wouldn't bet against it. I mean, I was saying this morning to some friends, in my little room that, as long as we held the bottom of that red bar from the 13th, so last Thursday, last Friday, as long as we hold that, I'm still bullish, and I would say the same thing again. As long as we're holding that 595 area and that 20 MA, which is starting to show some cracks though. I like, and there's nothing magic about a 20 MA. It's just the one I watch, but a lot of traders watch a 50, some watch an 8. I don't know, but this is my interim moving average that I watch, and notice it's been straight up, and it is starting to curl flat. That's a sign that maybe this rally is running out of steam. It's also right in front of. Wait, it's also right in front of the prior highs. Now, there's a concept that some, I don't know if everybody has the concept of transfer of supply. This prior highs, this is all supply. And as we approach it, basically it's traders who had their hats handed to them buying up here and suffered through this long downplay are getting out now, break even, or traders who got in here thinking we had the nice rally coming, who got thrown out, are now getting out for their profit. But once that is over, everything's clear to go higher. So I'm still bullish, but I'm very cautious because we're in a volatile market. I mean, we haven't, well, since the 2008, I haven't really seen moves like this. I mean, we saw them in 2008, if you were around then. But this is a rare occurrence where you have this kind of volatility and it just hangs. Like there's so much political and international unrest right now. It's hard to judge the effect this might have on the market. But all that said, we're still bullish. I wouldn't buy anything here personally, because I'm nervous about about where we're going. But like I was saying in February, unless we uh, uh, sorry, keep messing up the pen. Unless we fall down below here, I wasn't worried. You know, that's just a normal pullback. So if we get a normal pullback here, I'd say really down to the 200 MA. That would be a little bit of a shocker if we fell that far. But I'm still bullish, you know, in this area. But if we do get, and I think I mentioned it last time, that if we get the breakdown and then the lower high and then a lower low, that's it. And my bias completely changes then. So for now, I'm bullish. I just wouldn't buy anything here. I wouldn't short anything either, though. It's you know, this is a tough spot where we're at right now. And we could just sit here and base for another month. And if the longer we sit here and don't go anywhere, the more likely it is we go higher, in my opinion. Trends tend to continue in the direction they came from, and this one most recently came from up. So if we continue going sideways here, I'd be looking up. But I'm bullish, but really cautious. It is That's my SPY position at the moment. But you know, any other opinions are kind of welcome here because I know there's a lot more in it than I look at. I just look at the price chart. I'm aware that there's outside conditions, but I don't know how they might affect it.
Hey, Robert, do you see an ugly inverted head and shoulders there?
Um, I don't really know the head and shoulders thing. I know you can't believe it. I yeah, is that is it an upside down head and shoulders, or are you talking about what?
Inverted. Yeah, an upside down is an inverted head and shoulders. I see one. It's just it's kind of an ugly one on the right side. The shoulder on the right side is pretty ugly, but it does go up and does complete the pattern there towards the top. So
Yeah,
I was
I'm not sure. I'm just not. If you tell me where I can draw it in, or if you want to project it, you could. But
well, there's a low, right? There's a low. Uh,
here or here, this low
Right
or
there, right there. That's the low, right
okay,
there. That's
right,
the low.
okay.
And to the left, there's a shoulder around the 10th or 11th.
This thing here.
Well, it's yeah, essentially that's that.
Okay.
And then on the right side, again, you have this pullback, and it goes up, and you have a little bit more of a pullback, and it goes up. It's the right side that I say is ugly. It's an ugly shoulder. It's kind of really broken up a lot. But
Yeah, this stuff
you,
over here.
you have a bottom, you have a shoulder on the left, you have a shoulder on the right, and it does go up. So um, if I had been looking for that before it completed, I would have been bullish. That very long, see, seventh, eighth, I think it's the ninth, on the ninth, that very long green candle tells me it's not going to go below the low for a very long time. That green candle is telling me it's eventually going to go up.
Which candle? What
The very long green one, which is about
oh,
the
on April 9th.
yeah, on April 9th, that candle tells me over some period of time it's going to go up.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean that's the bottoming tail on the weekly chart. Yeah, it's yeah. I totally agree with that the low's in. Um, we got this very similar in 2008. It's like I don't know, my chart go back to that. The monthly will. No, that's 20. That doesn't, oh, there it is. Yeah, I mean, if you look into this back in 2009, I guess, um, this daily had a similar thing, a big huge bar, and we got the bottoming tail. I don't know why I don't have volume back there, but that's the last time I really saw this was 2008. Anyway, yeah, I think we're higher. I mean, I do. I just don't know that we're higher right now because we're sitting right up into supply and there's too much uncertainty everywhere. You can just tell that, we get green bar, red bar, green bar, red bar, green bar, red bar, that there's a lot of uncertainty. That's what uncertainty looks like. But holding the range. So until the range breaks, I think we continue higher.